Good morning. We're back in the AQS studio this week for QuiltChat. We hope you had a good time at the very first Fall AQS Paducah Quilt Week.
We had a good time.
Oh, but we saw lots of quilts, didn't we?
Oh, it was beautiful, beautiful.
But you know what? We never can see too many quilts. No. And we have a beauty behind us today, and it is
Milky Way.
Milky Way Magic.
Yes.
My brain went dead. Milky Way Magic, and it's by the Pensacola Quilters. And
they did a beautiful job because it has so many elements and beautiful quilting.
And it's their raffle quilt. Wouldn't you want to win this one?
Where do I get tickets?
It's so pretty.
Well, and so, you know, we get to see lots and lots of quilts, and we're going to see a lot of quilts coming up at our Quilt Week in Des Moines. And we got a little preview for you today of those quilts.
Yes.
Well, one of the ones that I'm most excited about is Edita Sitar. She is presenting an exhibit of handfuls of scraps. And that's basically what she has done in her career. She has taken many, many small pieces of scraps and turned them into gorgeous works of art.
Yes, and you know, she sells the patterns for those at her Laundry Basket Quilts website,
right,
too.
Laundry Basket
so if somebody's looking for that.
Mm-hmm. The one that you see on the screen right here is Flower Garden, and it's a hexi quilt. It is made with 7/8" hexagons, and I believe the pattern calls for English paper piecing, and it's also got beautiful applique. So, you know, if you have a little spare time, you might want to try to emulate this. Also here is Let It Shine, which is a Lone Star, very traditional and beautiful quilt that is made of diamonds that are all cut from 1.5" strips. So you'll be able to see those if you come to Des Moines. Edita also has a brand new book that I'm really excited to get to see soon. It is called Patches of Blue.
And she's going to be there teaching and is our Friday evening event.
Oh,
so
nice.
They'll get to have a nice trunk show of Edita's quilts.
I wouldn't miss it if I were going. I'm not going to be able to be there, but I wish I were.
Yes. Another exhibit is going to be Twisted. So it's modern quilts with a vintage twist. It's by Mary Kerr. She's curated this. And so she takes the vintage textiles and works them into a repurposing for modern use.
Yes, and it's amazing what she's done with these pieces.
Very beautiful. Quite amazing.
Yeah, so here she has an old scrap of a double wedding ring.
Isn't that incredible? And you know, you find these pieces all over. Sometimes they come out of, you know, your family stuff, but you pick them up at yard sales or guild meetings, some things like that.
That's great inspiration for
Isn't that
anybody who
incredible?
has quilts at home that they'd like to, that are maybe not in the best shape, and they'd like to take some parts out of them and
Yes, and repurpose them into a new quilt.
Yeah.
And they're just very inspiring pieces.
Okay, and so the second one there that you saw was Stirring the Coffee, which was a Dresden plate. And
Yes.
I just thought it was really fun what she did with that one. And the Dahlias in the Snow was the final one, and that one was created and quilted by Joanne Blade and Kim Diamond. And golly, you have to see the whole exhibit because this is just a sampling of what she's going to have there.
That's so cool.
All right, and now another exhibit that we're going to have is 10 years of the Des Moines Area Quilters Guild's winners. Do you know, we've worked with the Des Moines Area Quilters Guild for 10 years now. This is our 10th show there, and my goodness, we couldn't do that show without them.
Oh,
They're great
absolutely.
partners with us on the show. And so we decided, it's been 10 years, that we would feature some of their quilts. And so we have about 60 winners.
Oh, how wonderful.
They're great, they're very proficient quilters. And so the first one is Mary Bell's Civil War album by Karen Wotton. And this was the second place winner in the bed quilt category in their show. And my goodness, beautiful album, wasn't it? And the second one is Graceful Rhapsody by Deb Kimball. And she won Best Machine Quilting. Well, you know, the way it hangs pretty nice and straight, you know that the quilting on that is going to be just beautiful. So 60 quilts in that exhibit.
that's a lovely paisley design on that.
It was.
How many quilts do we have all together at Des Moines?
More than 1,100
No way.
quilts.
Oh,
Shoo.
It's the most quilts we hang in any show.
Isn't that incredible?
We also, the Des Moines Area Quilters Guild presents their annual show. So part of those quilts are their annual show, and then the rest are our contest and the special exhibits that we put up.
So
And-
if you're hungry for quilts, that's a place to go. For
Des Moines is
sure.
always fun because it's a show inside a show.
It is, it is. And
right.
so it's a whole big room. And of course, if you were in Paducah, you got the opportunity to see Danny Amazonas's exhibit of freehand patchwork. He was truly delightful, and we will be showing that exhibit for the final time at an AQS Quilt Week in Des Moines.
Oh, don't miss it.
Yes.
Don't miss it. It's a beautiful exhibit.
You have to see how he uses literally thousands of little bits of fabric to put them together. And so we have Pinky the elephant. And so you can see
beautiful.
here, and you know, one of the things that he does so well is he uses large scale flowers to make those, but I thought he probably sorted his fabric by light, medium, and dark. He doesn't. He sorts it by color, and then when he wants yellow, he goes into the yellow bin, and when he wants pink, he goes into the pink bin. But if you squint at his work, you can see that it doesn't make any difference what color it is, because he's got the value to make the trunk look round, the head look round, the tusks look round and shadowed like they need to be. It was a stunning exhibit.
Almost all of the fabrics used in his pieces were Cape Facet Collective prints, and that's another reason that he gets such vivid, bold
Yes.
color use. They were beautiful.
So bright.
Right, and then here on the table, we don't have this quilt with us here today, but this is a scarf that was made from his quilt, from his piece called Rainy Night, and it was one of my favorites. But it's a large scarf, and if you look at this, you can just see thousands of bits of fabric. And he fuses it in there. He does it with his iron. And we got to have a demonstration here in Paducah. He won't be with us in Des Moines, but all of his freehand patchwork will be.
Oh, wonderful.
He was a real treat to visit with.
He was, and certainly he drew a large crowd.
Oh, yes.
You could hardly
Every
find
day.
a chair, yes, when he did his demos. Well, and then we have some really nice special events that you're going to enjoy. Wednesday evening is our All-Star Review. On Thursday evening, we have Mark Sherman. It's All About You is the title of his talk. And then Friday evening is our night with Edita Sitar, and you'll get to see lots of her beautiful quilts at that event.
Mark Sherman has a wonderful creative message for people. He spoke with me a little bit about that at Paducah, and I encourage anyone to go there and listen to him just for the encouragement. It's wonderful.
Well, and you know, I think he spreads that positive message
It's
about
inspiring.
quilting. Yes,
Yes.
that whatever it is that you do, do it.
Right.
That is
Yes.
so good. So, Bonnie, if people are thinking, well, maybe I want to go to Des Moines, is it too late? Because
No.
we're getting really close.
No.
Can they still get tickets to all the events and stuff?
They still can get tickets to the events, and you can go to quiltweek.com and click on the Des Moines button and get yourself registered. And if you do it in advance, you don't have to stand in line to pay admission. Do that all
that's smart.
online.
Yes.
Because if you do it in advance, you can register online, they'll send you a confirmation, and you can even print your name badge. So all you have to do
You're
is
ready to walk in the door.
pick up a holder to stick your badge in, and you're all set to go.
Like an old pro.
That's right.
That is
Well, so
great.
what have you got there?
So I have a little treasure from Fall Paducah from our quilt show. We have a few of these left over. These are our totes that we had for the show. And so we have these available on shop
AQS.
AQS.com.
Yeah, and show them the neat pockets on
It
that.
has
'cause there's
so many
great pockets.
pockets. I
a
love the
zippered
pockets.
one on the
It has
back
one on the back, the zipper. And then inside it has a little pocket here.
with a zipper.
Yes, so you can put
And
your
it-
goodies in.
And it has a zippered top.
Yes, it does. The whole thing will zip shut.
And then a free
And
pocket.
then it has the Velcro pocket here and your little water bottle pocket on the side.
That really does fit water bottles. I
Yes.
was using that. That was great.
And it's a beautiful color.
It is.
It matches the Pantone color of the year perfectly.
So
Does
if-
it?
Yes. Oh, it just pops right off of it. Yeah.
And if you'd like to commemorate Fall Paducah, the first ever with us.
Oh, yeah.
It's a great way to do it. Carry it for years.
And every quilter needs more totes.
And I don't know-
Yes, we
Right?
we can't have enough totes.
What do you do with your totes?
Well, I like to put projects in them. Like,
Oh, that's what I do
right,
too.
yeah,
I do
I like
too.
special projects, and that way I can say, well, that's in this bag, and yeah. And so for the next 20 years while I work on that project, I know exactly
Right.
where it's at because everything's in
Me
its
too.
tote.
Me too. And I also carry things to work in a tote like that,
Yeah.
papers and things.
And it has kind of a plasticized finish on the inside of it too, so it doesn't get wet if it happens to be raining
does.
outside. Yes.
It was very nice.
Well, we've showed you some quilts today. We hope you'll come to Des Moines to AQS Quilt Week and see all of these beautiful quilts plus about 1,100 more.
There you go.
Yes.
Just a few.
And we'll join you again next week right here at AQS Quilt Week. No,
Quilt chat.
Quilt Chat,
Chat.
right here at AQS Quilt
We
Chat.
have so many words that begin with quilt, we don't even know
Yeah.
where we're going, right?
We're going to quilt for you. So
At
just
any
come
rate,
quilt with us.
we'll see you next time.
Bye.